Hey, I did a little bit of something today that I'll show you here in kind of a new project I'm starting. Not anything special. But first, I want to tell you this. I mentioned if you watch my channel, if you happen to watch yesterday's video, as I was making the videos, as I was sitting at El Roro, the taqueria, doing my weight loss Taco Tuesday thing, I could see myself in the camera, just like I can now on an iPhone. And I could tell it looked like my mustache was lopsided. And that is not new. When I edit videos, this goes back for months. I just couldn't figure it out, what's going on. I kept thinking, I'm not trimming my mustache evenly. And I have this little clipper here, and the thing comes up and it makes this deal right here where you can, and I have a mirror here. I bought a mirror. One of those ones that you flip it, one side is normal and the other side is really magnified. And I'll sit here with that mirror because I'll be editing video, or I watch my videos as soon as I post one. The window when you're editing and you're looking at the video that you're editing, it's a pretty small little window. So after I'm done and I post it to YouTube, immediately I go watch it. And there's a couple of times, I made a mistake, it has a really bad glitch or something, and where I can take it down real quick, take it back to editing, fix that. Anyway, so I see myself in video a good bit. And that's been bothering me for a long time. What is wrong with that? I look in the mirror, it looks perfectly even. There's nothing wrong here. But if you watch right now, there's something going on. Let's see how sharp you are, how good a detective you are. Can you see it? What it is that makes my mouth, my mustache, makes this not look normal, or makes it look a little lopsided? It's there. And once I figured it out, once I noticed it, I'm like, I cannot believe that I just now realizing that has happened. That's why I see this imbalance. There's nothing wrong with my mustache. All this time, I had it, or for most of the time, I think, I had it trimmed very evenly and very nicely. And today I went to 23 Fitness and worked out, and I got Tracy to trim my hair there inside 23 Fitness. She has a station with a beautician's chair and all the clippers and all the stuff you need. She's great. And she trimmed up, around my ears and all that stuff, and she's trimming that. And I was telling her and Ken what I figured out. And I showed them. I said, look, just watch me. I said, what do you think? And they said, I can see it. I see what you're talking about. So now that you know, are you intrigued? Do you know? Have you seen it? Can you tell now that I'm talking about it and you're watching me? Can you tell? What is it? Well, watch this. I'll show you. I hate to do a teaser thing, but hey, it is a YouTube channel. So let me know in the comments whether you guessed now during this first segment, or you were surprised when I told you at the end. So I'm going to show you a little bit, just some stuff that's going on that I got started that I'm going to keep working on over time and give updates. And in the end, I'll have like a before and after to see if I did any good. But anyway, check this out. I got busy. I did something today. All right. What is that? Commonly called a Sawzall, but Sawzall is a brand name. And this is a DeWalt 20 volt variable speed reciprocating saw. Comes in different types of blades. This is not a how-to about using the reciprocating saw. Just going to show you what I'm up to today. I was going to do it, figured I might as well make a video about it. So there are some very fine tooth blades in here. There are blades in here for cutting metal and for cutting wood, and I suppose plastics and other things. Just depends on what you're going to cut, what blade you need. So I have a fairly coarse blade. Understand What I'm going to do is trim this crepe myrtle back, and it's my understanding you need to do it in February, and I have not done it. I didn't do it last February. In the past, over the past few years, probably 10 years, I've had it done every 2 or 3 years with the intention of doing it every year. This was supposed to be more of a bush than a tree, but if you watch my channel, you may know in years past, my health wasn't that great, and things like this I just let go. I just, you know, I was trying to survive and take care of my job or my priorities. And anyway, I'm able to start doing things like this again. So I'm going to prune this tree, and I'm going to do it right above these forks so that it can grow back and, you know, make some new limbs and new flowers and whatever. So let's see how this goes. I think I need to cut this off as flush as possible. Good tools make a job easier, don't they? There we go. That right there, my wife hung a potted plant there. I think it was a fern years ago. She died on December 23rd, 2015. So this Christmas will be 10 years. Look how that's grown in there. I'm not going to dig it out or anything. I might try to find a pot that these clips match up to and hang something there. I think that's pretty cool that that grew in. One time I looked at a property, this little house. It was down between Rockport and Aransas Pass off the highway there. And there was an oak tree out in the front yard. This little white wood frame house, very reasonable price. And I was seriously thinking about buying it. And in that oak tree, a bottle had been left in the fork of the tree. And all that was sticking out of that Coke bottle was a Coke bottle, an old green, has that green shade, the glass Coca-Cola bottle, and about 4 inches of the neck was all that you could see. The rest of it was embedded in that tree. It was fascinating. I didn't buy that house because it was right near this, I think it's called a carbon black plant, and you could just run your fingers across the outside of that house, the cabinets in the house, everything just had this film of super fine black particles on it. And I mean, I was a smoker, but even then I was smart enough to know that can't be good for your lungs or anything else. I understand why this place is so cheap, so I had to pass. Looking for something that would snip those dead limbs off the tropical plants. I'm hoping that'll do it right there. Let's see here. I can't find my work gloves either. I'd have to some winter gloves that are meant for warming my hand. These things have some pretty nasty thorns on them. These cutters work great. Cutting it's not going to be the hard part. If you would, try to point the exhaust that way as much as you can. Yeah, trying to get rid of these leaves so my grass can grow back. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up right here and I'll get that area and blow it out this way.
I hadn't been physically able to do much of my yard for years, but I've lost 82 pounds now, and I'm able to, and I want to try to make this nice again, like my wife used to have it.
Yeah.
So one way to do that is to actually get down to the dirt where the sunlight can get to it.
Yes, sir. It sure is.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding. My mustache is even. It's fine. It's all trimmed up. Tracy did a great job today. And so I'll tell you now what's going on. My mustache appeared to me to be imbalanced, while things seem all cattywampus. In April of 2022, I wanted to take my kids. No, it wasn't April. It was Mother's Day. Mother's Day 2022. I gathered up my kids. My daughters were on board. My son, he's not one to go on adventures with us and do stuff. It's just not his thing. But I kind of made him. So my 3 grown kids and I loaded up, and we went up to Leona, Texas. And there were 2 things we were going to do that day. Nearly, and not in Leona, about a half hour away, we went to a drive-through safari. Not the one I made a video about a couple of months ago or 3 months ago, whenever it was. A different one. There's 2 of them up there in the College Station area. But we went to this safari, and then we went to the gravesite of their mom. She died December the 23rd, 2015, 2 days before Christmas, 2015. And we went to go visit her gravesite. That was our plans for the day, and I wanted us to have, my health wasn't good. This was when I weighed 265, 270, 275, whatever it was. And I still smoked, and I really felt I wasn't going to be around much longer. I was not doing well, and I wanted my kids and I to go do something together, and that seemed appropriate. So we went through the drive-through safari, and up front of the facility, they have a giraffe pen and a gift shop, and they sell the food that you feed the animals, and they have just different things, including a big, long, it's kind of like a barn with one side of it open with the wire or whatever, the barriers for the monkeys. And we were back there. I wasn't feeling, I needed a rest. My kids were, I think the girls were back over messing with the giraffes. I don't know where my son was. I was by myself sitting on this picnic table, just looking at people up there feeding the monkeys and all that, and just enjoying myself, trying to rest a little bit. And all of a sudden I got this, I'm puffing on a Marlboro, right? I get this really warm sensation, like a flush feeling all throughout my body. And it kind of felt like all other sensation I got was if you ever touch a 9-volt battery to your tongue, you test it. I don't advise it. It's not a pleasant thing. It doesn't shock you like electric volt, like AC power surging through your body. But so I kind of felt that. Kind of a metal tingle, I don't know, not a good sensation at all. And this lasted probably about maybe 20 or 30 seconds or something. I felt sort of stunned a little bit. And I knew something was wrong. And, you're kind of taking inventory. What the heck just happened? I don't know what happened. And I'm sitting there on this picnic table by myself, and I kind of recovered, and wow, that was weird. And it didn't take long. I don't know how many, a few minutes. I kind of knew what had happened. I didn't know to what degree. My left arm was very weak. I could lift it, but it wasn't easy. It felt really heavy. And in the end, I realized I had lost probably about 50% of the strength and feeling. It was sort of semi-numb, like when you lay on it when you're asleep and your arm goes to sleep. It was sort of like that. And the side of my face felt numb. Kind of a different feeling than when the dentist. Long story short, I had what they call a mini stroke, a TIA. And we went to the animal safari first and the cemetery second. And I was driving. And I didn't say anything to my kids. Once my girls came around and Richard and we all gathered back up and we got in the vehicle and headed to the cemetery, I did not want to stress them out or make them worry. I knew my daughter Lauren, she's a nurse, she would insist that we go to the emergency room, and it was stupid. But I said, I'm not going to do that. I didn't say anything about it. We went on about our day, got back to Brenham probably 9 or 10 o'clock at night or something. I called the doctor's office the next day and went in. And there's really nothing they can do. I mean, she told me you need to quit smoking, you do the typical things you're going to tell somebody that has poor habits and is in poor health. The doctor can't. You're not miracle workers. You kind of have to do some of it yourself. And that kind of was a little bit of a wake-up call. I didn't change my ways immediately, but it wasn't long after. It's less than a year later I quit smoking, and less than 2 years later I lost 80 pounds. And I don't know what would have happened if I wouldn't have done those two things. Anyway, so I had a TIA within, I would say, a month to 6 weeks, and it was gradually every day or over. I could tell I was getting my strength back in my arm, my hand, and my face. I got all the feeling back in my face within a week or 10 days, and but only now. I'm watching video last night. The video from El Roro. And I think, wow, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Always be trying to even out my mustache and stuff. And I noticed it when I talk. This is the answer. The left side of my mouth doesn't move like the same as the right side. It's like I'm talking out one side of my mouth. If you watch closely, I have no control over that, and it feels normal. I don't feel like I'm talking different than I ever have. It's just, what has it been now? Almost 3 years, and I'm just now noticing in all this time that the thing that's wrong is with my mouth, and it's that, I'm lucky that I didn't lose, some people lose the full functionality of one side of their face or their arm or their leg or their whole side entirely. With a full-blown stroke. I don't know how bad a TIA can be, but I think it can be pretty bad. I mean, all it is, it means it's not a major life-threatening stroke. It's kind of a warning sign, but it is a stroke. It's a mini stroke. A certain part of your brain loses blood flow for some length of time, and the amount of your brain that loses blood flow and for the duration of that is what determines how much damage is done. Well, apparently a little bit of damage was done because my mouth don't work right. And I can't fix that. But now I won't worry about my Catawampus mustache because it ain't my mustache. It's my lips, it's my mouth, it's my talking. And that's it. I'm 64 years old, be 65 for long, so why worry about it? I'll just move along. It's one less thing to worry about. I'll keep trimming my mustache correctly. And it'll keep looking weird like my mouth. From now on, you'll notice my mouth, that it looks lopsided. That's just me now. I'll have to live with it. Thank you for watching. Love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I want you to have a few troubles and many blessings. Later.